Hey guys, I'm John Maxwell, and this is Next Level Fishing and Camping. Today I want to take a little break, and I want to talk to you about jigs and what seems to work best for me. There's all kinds of jigs out there. There's football jigs, swimming jigs, just all kinds of jigs. And I've found one that works great for me, works good in all situations. And if you're a recreational fisherman like me, you might want to look into this. It'll save you some money, make fishing a little bit easier, and let's talk about it, and I'll show you some things. First thing, the one I use right now, and I'm not getting paid by anybody. This is not a paid advertisement, but what I do use is this swinging swim jig made by Strike King. And there's a couple of reasons that this works for me, and it's so versatile, and I seem to get a better hookup with this jig, and we'll kind of talk about it. The first thing is, what you're going to see, this is just a regular jig, and it has a brush guard, and I get a better hook set, I feel, because there's not a brush guard there interfering with hook set with this setup. There's a couple other things that help me out, I feel like. This is one of the jigs out of the package, and I get a lot more action out of my bait because the hook is on a swivel. It just sits there and it moves all different directions. It's something else. And I know there's different brands out there, but I've stumbled across these. I like them. And something else I like about this is, if you can see this, the hook has a bend in it up here by the eye, which makes it great to where you can rig it like a Texas rig. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me get this one out of here. This one over here. Now, you can use any kind of trailer with these jigs. You can retrieve them any way you want to. But what I use right now, I'm using the Rage Tail by Strike King, and it's kind of like a crawdad. The flippers, the pinchers, what should be the pinchers, have a lot of action in them, and it seems to work great for me. You use brush hogs, whatever you want to use, that's up to you. But this setup seems to work for me. And like I said, the offset in the hook allows you to hook it up like a Texas rig. Put the trailer on the hook so that it doesn't catch in weeds. I still catch in weeds with the regular jigs, and things like that, but this seems to, I can put it wherever I want to. It does fine for me as a recreational fisherman. I don't have, well, I do, but I don't have to with this. If I'd known about this first, I would have had to buy, different jigs, swim jigs, football jigs, and other jigs. I could have simply used this, and this would have done me fine. And I'm not saying if you prefer to use a football jig or anything like that, that's fine. I've always said you have to feel comfortable with whatever fishing technique that you're using. As far as the retrieval, when I retrieve this, I throw it out there and I let it sink to the bottom, and I point the tip of my rod down, and I crank it real slow. I may crank it 1 time, 2 times, up to 4 times, and then I let it sit there, and it lets it drift back to the bottom, and then I'll let it sit there for a second or two, and then I'll crank it 2 or 3, 4 times again, and I use a slow retrieval. Some guys, when they retrieve, they throw it out there, bring it back like a spinner bait with these jigs. Some guys pop it up and down and bring it in like they do a Texas rig. There's just all kinds of different ways. But then again, that's up to you. You're going to have to figure out what technique works for you, what jig works best for you. But for me, like I said, it's this Strike King swimming jig. So with that said, I hope you like this video. Check out some of our videos on our YouTube channel. And do me a favor, if you like where this channel's going, hit the like and subscribe button. The more viewers we have, the more subscribers we have on our channel, the more it helps us grow. The more benefits we get from YouTube, and the more benefits from YouTube that we get, the more benefits you can receive. So once again, I'm John Maxwell. This is Next Level Fishing and Camping. We're helping you take your game to the next level, and I hope to see you on the water one day. Until then, goodbye and good fishing. Alright guys, we're back, and like I said earlier, there's several different ways that people retrieve jigs, and I'm hoping with this sports camera I can get a better shot than I can with my camcorder at the back of the boat, and maybe you can see more about what I'm doing. But there's a lot of people, they'll cast their jig out and let it go to the bottom, and they'll kind of fish it like they do a Texas rig. They'll just pop it and reel it back. Pop it, reel it back. And some bring it back like they do like maybe a spinnerbait. They just pull it back, depending at different speeds, depending on how things go. And I've seen them fish like that. As for me, the way I like to fish this jig, in the way that works out best for me, I like to keep it on the bottom. Grass up in here. Let me get some of this grass off. Alright, so how I fish it is, I'll throw it out there where I want it, and I'm going to let it go to the bottom. And then I'm going to keep the tip of my rod down, and I'm just going to roll it in real slow, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 different cranks, and then I'm going to let it drop back to the bottom. I'm going to reel it again, maybe 1 or 2 cranks, let it drop to the bottom. Give it a minute, a second, reel it back in real slow, let it drop to the bottom. And drop to the bottom. And this seems to work real good for me. So there you have it. The way I like to fish these, I think I got snagged. I don't think that was a bite. The way I like to fish these, the way that seems to work best for me, and it's not necessarily that I'm promoting the Strike King product, because I'm not, but I like the swinging hook on it. I like the offset hook that lets me put the tip of the hook back into the bait. It seems to get hung up a whole lot less. So there you have it. That's how I've learned to fish a jig. Does real good for me, and I hope to see you on the water and here soon. And I hope somehow, some way, we've helped you take your game to the next level. Until then, this is John Maxwell, and this is Next Level Fishing and Camping. Goodbye.